New Deadpool and Elsa Bloodstone abilities prediction in Marvel Rivals by Bubs.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Bubs here. Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Today we have Deadpool in game right now, which confirms his role as a duelist.
No.
It's coming on January 16th, and we're gonna have to talk about what we know about.
If I'm adding in another duelist, it's like, oh my god, bro, we already have 23 duelists. And then Deadpool is one of the most popular characters out there. I'm sure if you would have added him to like a vanguard or as a strategist, then I'm sure a lot of people would play those roles more. Now we're just going to see more DPS. It is what it is, bro. But I mean, it's already just like kind of like that already. But I did hope that, you know, maybe, just maybe, they would have like tried to make him somebody else or a different role in order to, I guess, make a different role besides duelists look more appealing, I guess. But I don't know, bro.
Deadpool so far, what his abilities might be, and then we have to talk about Elsa Bloodstone, what role she's going to be, and
she
what
seems
abilities
like a
she
duelist
may
too,
also possess. This is going to be a
hopefully she's
one.
like a vanguard or a strategist.
Deadpool. So in game right now, if you head over to the hero select screen in season 5.5, we can see Deadpool is a duelist. He's part of the duelist category, and when you hover over him, it says he debuts on January 16th.
Okay.
The same goes for when you're in game. In the hero select wheel, you can also see him in the
Who are they teasing me? You know what I'm saying? I don't like that, bro. It's like just showing me what I could have, but I can't have. Like, bro, what the fuck? If I'm not mistaken, I think either the Fantastic Four did something like this, or Blade did something like this. I don't know. That was so long ago, bro. That was probably about like a year ago, bro.
Duelist category. So Deadpool is a duelist. Now, some people who wanted him to be a vanguard are holding out hope that this is a bait and Deadpool's going to bamboozle.
See, it could be because Deadpool is all about just
he's going to be a vanguard.
People,
I don't
whatever.
think that he's
but
going to do this
I doubt
to
it.
then switch up his role. So I'm pretty sure Deadpool is indeed a duelist. And here's a better look at the new image for Deadpool that's now in the game.
See,
obviously here,
it's a pretty nice render. Well, his design is cool. I just don't like, I don't know, like the crop top jacket a little bit. I don't know, that just kind of look a little weird. And also like his hood, it always has like a flap to it, or like a little flap to it, right? They kind of extended it. You know what I'm saying? They added a banana clip to his flap. I don't like that. No, but I'm not like the biggest fan of it. It's okay. It just looks a little weird. I don't know, fam. It's something about this build. Like, he's like kind of slender down here. It looks like no freak shit. And then up here, he's like bulky and stuff. And then I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know.
we can see him throwing up a heart. And this
like
guy is
Stone,
absolutely
right?
jacked. One thing I did notice, people were saying they're not a fan of the mask because of the
same. That's what I'm saying.
Obviously, it's
just
crazily exaggerated in Marvel Rivals. Normally, you know, it's just a little bit, but in Marvel Rivals, they've gone all out and they've made it like a full-on thing. So some people weren't a fan of this. Obviously, as well, his look here in Marvel Rivals, I think is...
He looks like Majin Buu or Kid Buu. Like, just a little more zesty. Zest out.
It's badass. But other people have mentioned that, you know, it's not his iconic look. We're going to have to pay for his iconic look. Which, yeah, fair enough. But I think this Marvel Rivals style is really cool. And what we also see from this image is that he has his dual katanas on his back, along with
that's part of his kit.
Pistols on his belt. And we could see him using these in the trailer, but now that we know he's in the duelist role, we can theorize on some of his potential abilities based on some moments in the cinematic trailer. Now, the first ability I'm pretty sure he's going to have is going to be with his dual pistols. In the trailer, if we look past his ginormous ass, you will see his dual pistols.
One thing about like characters who have guns and swords and stuff, whatever, it's like, how do you come up with a new moveset per character? Because a lot of them just, I mean, they shoot or slice. Like, I don't know. And in Deadpool's case, it's like, I mean, his guns don't do anything like special, like a blaze gun, like, you know, his breeding gun or whatever. You know, it's different. He has like real fucking guns, so it's just like he just shoots. His gun doesn't travel and track people, or you know, whatever. So I don't know.
Say bang bang on them, and when he uses these to fight Devil Dinosaur, he does this crazy spinning 360 attack, shooting bullets everywhere, which reminds me a lot of Star-Lord's ability, where he deals damage to enemies around him.
And it's like, how do you make it
give Deadpool the exact same ability as Star-Lord? But I think we are going to see something similar to this, especially since he's a duelist. It makes sense. Another likely option is that, similar to Blade, he has the option to use his swords and his pistols as both a primary and secondary attack. But in the trailer, we saw him mainly using his swords, so I think his swords will indeed be his primary attack. Now, also in the trailer, we saw him dashing around like crazy, so I think he's going to be a super mobile hero. Now, also in the trailer, we did see a moment where he threw both of his katanas and they were damaging enemies. This could also be more of a ranged attack that he has, where he takes the katanas off his back and throws them, and they bounce between enemies in kind of a straight line in front of him. So if there's a few enemies packed up, you throw the katanas and it deals damage to all of them. A little bit like a mini Blade ultimate. Obviously, that doesn't deal as much damage, and it's only one instance of damage. I think that would be quite cool and would match what we saw in the trailer. Now, there was also a really cool moment in the trailer that I think might have been an Attack on Titan reference, where he sliced up the arm of the Sentinel. Now, this could be an insane ultimate, again, kind of similar to Blade. However, I'm still holding out hope that Deadpool's ultimate ends up being a crazy fourth wall break. In some games, we've seen him grab the health bar and start attacking enemies with it. If Marvel Rivals don't give Deadpool this as an ultimate, I'm going to be very disappointed. Like, he should just grab the ultimate ability icon and just throw it at people and it deals crazy damage or something like that. We need an amazing fourth.
Also, like, that's something else about like Deadpool's character. How would you add in like his fourth wall breaking ability and stuff like that? Obviously, it's not a must, but it's just like it's so ingrained into his core characteristics. It's like, I don't know. Would you not want to add him in like that, or it's just like it's kind of expected, but it's not mandatory, you know?
Ability. Now, I think a strong focus of Deadpool's kit will also be his regenerative healing. That's his most iconic ability and would fit into a passive that gives him high sustain. And in the trailer, there was a pretty good point made of this as well. He took an absolute beating from Devil Dinosaur, and we saw that moment with blood all flying off of him. So I can't wait to see how they implement this. Now, Marvel Rivals aren't officially revealing the voice actor for Deadpool just yet. However, from the trailer, fans are pretty certain that it's going to be Alejandro Saab and Paggy Films.
What's up, gamers? It's about time I made Marvel Rivals the most hero-packed shooter ever, but first, some hot redhead is trying to blast my ass a few new holes. Have I got a surprise for her? Ignite the battle!
Which people are very, very excited about.
Bruh, I fucking know this dude. Bruh, he's Sabbath. He voices fucking Sabbath from Dragon Ball. Oh, and also he voices like this one dude from
so I think that's great.
I'm gonna say Demon.
And we also have to talk about Elsa Bloodstone, because Deadpool being a duelist changes things. Because here you can see Elsa Bloodstone right here. And my original theory is that Elsa Bloodstone will be very similar to Ash from Overwatch as a duelist, with her having a hunting rifle to use as her primary kind of sniper, and then she has a short double-barrel shotgun in her other hand, which, just like Ash in Overwatch, she could use to knock back enemies or launch herself to high ground. I mean, it makes so much sense. And not only that, in the background, we can see her brother, Cullen Bloodstone. Now, Cullen is possessed by the Glartrox. When he was 10 years old, he was taken to a hellish dimension by his father and told to fend for himself for 24 hours to prove himself worthy of the Bloodstone name. However, his father died shortly after, and Cullen ended up trapped there.
You know, that's funny to go here and survive to prove you're worthy of the Bloodstone name. And the person who sent you and asked you to do such a task fucking dies. Fucking dies, bro. You can't make this shit up. Well, I mean, it's made up, but still, you can't make this shit up. Like, bro, damn.
2 years, eventually returning to Earth with a Glartrox demon bonded to
Bro,
his soul.
he ruined his
first,
life.
Elsa
Bro, he
gave
ruined
him
his
a
family's life, bro.
Bloodstone ring that helped him control the demon, but in recent years, he's gained more control over the Glartrox, and in the Glartrox form, he has superhuman strength, and it feeds on the anger and fear of other beings.
You got it,
and
boss.
The fact you can see
Impressive.
this enormous Glartrox monster in the
Bear.
background, it made me think
Okay,
of Bob
Bear.
from Overwatch. So if Elsa played like Ash, Cullen would be like Bob, where she can summon him as her ult, and then he can deal damage to enemies in a wide
That'd be
area.
insane.
Think of it. You call him in, and he spawns in like he did in the trailer.
Oh,
where
so
you
she
want him
calls
to,
in a person?
And then there's a huge area
Okay.
around him where he just
See,
starts ripping
I've only
apart
played
enemies,
Overwatch
dealing
maybe, like,
constant tick
for
damage. It
2
all adds
hours
up, and we've seen
maximum.
Marvel Rivals do similar hero concepts from Overwatch
I don't know.
in the past.
Shit,
However,
Overwatch,
that would mean
bro.
we have 2 duelists in Season 6.
Which would be
I didn't think they were
annoying
going
as
to do.
hell.
I know Miller Ross did mention in a stream that we shouldn't expect a double duelist season again anytime soon, since players were upset when we got Blade and Phoenix, which were both duelists. So I can
But I
see why the
mean,
devs
it's
would have
mainly
made-
because, bro, we just have so many duelists already, so it's kind of redundant. And also, duelists really occupy a vast majority of teams and stuff like that, because really it's 1 tank usually, and then 3 duelists, and then like 2 healers. If that, sometimes it's 4 fucking duelists. 1 tank, 1 healer. Like, bro, it's just, you have so many more characters in duelists, and some of the most popular characters are also in duelists as well. Spider-Man, Wolverine, Daredevil, like, fam. Like, and them potentially adding 2 more would just be like, okay, bro, stop it.
make her a duelist, but they maybe originally planned for her to be a duelist and then designed her kit similar to Ash, like I've just described, but then decided to change it and either make her a Vanguard with still similar abilities to what I described, where she primarily uses her hunting rifle, so a ranged Vanguard, which is something we've
What
not
if she's
really
like
seen
a
in Marvel
healing
Rivals too much,
sniper,
who still has the shotgun to
strategist
deal
sniper
a
or something?
huge blast to knock back enemies, or give her some mobility, or some players are theorizing she could even be a strategist,
Kind of like how Black
empowered by the
Widow's,
Bloodstone Gem in Marvel Rivals to
new
give her some
team-up
kind of healing
works, where
capabilities
it's-
that would be similar to Anna from Overwatch, a sniper healer. Now that
Yeah,
would
okay,
be
yeah.
awesome, and we
Like
can
that.
actually see her Bloodstone Gem on her choker in the trailer. For anyone that was wondering, in more recent comics, she does have it infused in the palm of her hand, but I don't think that's going to be the case in Marvel Rivals, since I'm pretty sure we can see it here on her player model. But using that power to create some kind of healing bullet that can damage enemies but also heal allies would also work. And I do think the design of both her weapons might hint at this, as you can see the kind of red Bloodstone Gem color scheme on parts of both guns, like the shotgun here and on the hunting rifle. So a mix of healing bullets for your teammates and those kind of Ash abilities I mentioned would be a cool hero design. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments of what you make of all this. Also, now that we've had time to break down the trailer, there was also a few more things I noticed. First of all, Season 6 will be taking place at the Collector's Gallery, or the Collector's Museum, as it's called, Night at the Museum, and we can see the entire trailer take place in the Collector's Gallery, where he's got exhibits with a bunch of characters from across the
PS4 needs to go
cosmos
extinct.
trapped in these cages. And at the very start, we actually do get quite a lot of cool Easter eggs of more Marvel characters. For example, Cosmo the dog, we can see was trapped in one of the cages. So there'll most likely be an Easter egg on the new map, and maybe potentially one day become a hero.
They got
We also
my
have
boy.
Howard the duck. We've all been
Howard too.
expecting him, and we can see him just
A
chilling.
lot of folks
in
want
his exhibit
Howard
reading a
inside the
newspaper or
game,
something.
just
Then we could
for,
also
like, the
see Dragon
memes.
Man, another character, and then obviously later in the trailer we saw Devil Dinosaur and Throg. I think Devil Dinosaur has a
Moon Girl
decent
and
chance
Devil
of
Dinosaur,
becoming a
I
character
know.
in the game. Whether he ends up
That'd
with
be like a
Moon
nice,
Girl or not,
like,
I think he would,
Vanguard or
especially
something,
given
right?
Marvel Mystic Mayhem also has Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl,
Moon Girl.
which is also made by NetEase. So definitely stay tuned and see where that lore takes us.
Like,
But there we
that'd
go.
be
Are you
cool.
guys excited for Season 6? As I said, give me all your
Very.
theories in the comments. We have like
As
an
long as
entire
it-
month
it
to
doesn't
start
suck.
theorizing about these heroes.
Very.
And that's it from me, guys. I'll see you in the next one.